Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of my Master of PVM series. And holy shit, it's been a long time since I've updated you on progress for this. So if you happen to forget, this series is where I'm going for the boss pets and the boss drops from every boss that matters. And yeah, we're at episode 8 now, and I do apologize for not uploading recently, but without further ado, let's jump right into the episode. Alright, so if you guys remember the previous episode, I did like 400 kills at Corporeal Beast. I really went ham there. And I did do some corp during this episode. It wasn't that many. It was like 70 kills, so can't really expect much, right? Approaching the 439th kill of corp during this series, I got the massive loot beam that everyone wants. I got the corp pet. So as I was streaming this, I was just talking up a storm. I don't even know what I was talking about, but I just did not expect to get anything that day, and suddenly I got the pet, because I was only at, 439 kills. I can't really expect anything at that point. I already had a solo divine from last episode, and now I get the pet? Like, what the fuck? The only sad thing about this, though, is that I do have to still get all of the sigils from Corp, so now that I'm done with the pet, I can't really hope for that, and now it's just going to be a really big grind for those remaining sigils, which I guess is fine. I do like Corp, and it does make a lot of money, so it's not going to be a huge problem, but either way, fantastic that another pet is done. And like I said, this was only during like 70-ish kills in this episode. I didn't do that much corp, but after getting that pet, I wanted to move on to other stuff. So yeah, let's go into the other boss that I'll be talking about. I happened to do a lot of Hellwar kills at God Wars 2, and if you're unaware, Hellwar is the Saren God Wars 2 boss, and to most people, it is the bane of their existence. They do not like Hellwar at all, and I was the same way for my first 100 kills during my loot video, but I've grown to really like the boss, and I really like the mechanics now that I've gotten it down. And I did like 200 something kills during this episode. And within 60 kills after my 100 kills loot video, I got a Crest of Saren drop, which is the thing that you're hoping for when you go to Hellwar. It's the most expensive drop, unless the wand somehow is more now. I'm not really sure. But the Crest, at the time that I got it, was like 20 mil. It might be less now, which I was pretty psyched about, considering I do solo this, so that's just pure profit right there. And now that I can do Hellwar very effectively, I don't use that much supplies, so Hellwar makes absolute bank. And other than that, I got tons and tons of Saren essences. I think I'm at like 8 now, like 7 or 8. It's a ridiculous amount, and they are like a mil each. They might be lower now, but at the time that I was getting these, they were a mil each. So hopefully they do keep that value, considering I have so many. I'm still hoping for that wand or that pet, but I'm at such a low kill count that I'm not really expecting it yet. I'm just super happy that I got the crest this early. And yeah, I will plan on making a Hellwar guide in the future if anyone is interested in trying out this boss. But regardless, that marks the end of this episode for bossing. And I know it wasn't a ton of bosses, but I felt like, over 200 Hellwar, and getting the Corp pet was pretty awesome. So yeah, let's go into the slides and see how everything's changed. First up, of course, I talked about Corp. Didn't really add any drops here. I guess I've added like 4k cannonballs, and that's it. I didn't get any onyx bolts, no sigils, of course, and no holy elixirs. But I don't care, I got the pet, and that is enough for now. As for Hellwar, we are at 342 kills, so yes, 242 kills were done in this episode, and okay, we were at 7 Serenic essences. We weren't at 8, we were at 7, and that means I got 6 during this episode. Either way, we are at 2 helmets and 1 crest as well, so that means we are 3 out of 6 items completed. I do need to get the body and legs sometime, and of course the wand, but that can wait. We have to do a ton of Hellwar for the pet anyway, so I'm not really rushing. And yeah, I'm planning on doing a lot of Hellwar in the future. It is my favorite God Wars 2 boss currently. Now that I can do all the mechanics, I'm really enjoying it. And now let's look at the pet slide. So, as you can see, I now have that Corp pet, all vibrant. And on this page, at least, we are done with 4 of the bosses. Araxor, Bandos, Sarah, and Corp. There's a lot more ground to cover, so we're not far at all in terms of pets. But it's really exciting to see how much more I can do. And then as for the other slide, I do have that Vindicta pet from, I believe, last episode. I could be wrong. And that Lilwur on the bottom left, oh man, I really want that shit. It's the pet I want the most currently because it's so damn cute. I want that running around. I mean, Corp right now will suffice for a while, but I really want that Lilwur. And I do want to clear something up. A lot of people have been asking me, am I going to be doing Vitalis and Bombi, and where is it on these pages? Currently, the Bombi and Vitalis pets are on the Virago drops page, because Virago really only has 2 unique drops, so I added it on there so it didn't look so bare. And as for the Raids pets, like Lil Tuzzy, and the other pet that looks just like it, I'm not too sure if I'm going to do that. The problem with Raids is that I'm not really into team bossing all that much, so again, like Virago, that's going to have to wait. And that also begs the question, where is Telos? Alright, I know I shouldn't be rambling right now, but I do want to give you guys the rundown about Telos. Okay, when Telos came out, I was really excited, on stream, got like, I think 11 kills or something like that, and then it just got way too difficult for me. I'm not very good at PVM, and I get frustrated very easily, and that was one of the reasons why I haven't been uploading. I got really demotivated to play. Honestly, to me, Telos is way too difficult, and it does not appeal to me whatsoever, so I'm not really sure if I'm going to add it to this series. I know that kind of defeats the purpose, like, I have to get all the boss pets, but I really do not like Telos. I really do not like Raids. I don't like Virago, and I really don't want to force myself to do something I don't enjoy, because those pets take hundreds, if not thousands of hours to complete. I'm not going to say set in stone. If I ever do get the motivation, or if I do start enjoying those bosses, then I will add it to the series. But right now, not too keen on doing stuff like that. But anyway, here we are with the stats of the series, and first thing that jumps out at me is that we're over 300 hours into the series, which definitely is not something to write home about. It's not something I should brag about. But yeah, I guess everything's self-explanatory, so I don't want to go too far into this. And although this episode is already long enough, I do want to go into my tab and show you guys what it looks like. It's been a while. It's been over a month and a half. Not much has changed, as you guys saw in this episode. Didn't get like an exceptional amount of drops, but I do want to show you guys how it's looking, and then we'll go over how much money I've made. Alright, here we are. I can show you guys my tab, but before that, I do have some really weird news. I was looking through this tab like a month and a half, 2 months ago, like right after I made the last episode, and I found this random Fang like right here, and I'm like, I was really surprised. I'm like, where did that come from? And I remembered that I never sold my last Fang that I got during my Araxor kills, because at the time it was like 20 mil loss. So it makes sense that I just kept it. And if you guys are aware, they're ridiculous amounts of profit right now. I think they're like 100 mil, maybe even more. So I wanted to wait until I made this episode to sell it, so I can add this profit to my Araxor loot and add the profit to the series. So I wanted to show myself making the actual scythe. So I gotta buy a spider leg. How much is it now? Like 146? Yeah, I'm just gonna do 146. I don't really care if I lose a couple 100k on this profit. Okay, so it's sold, and it sold for 144.8. That is really, really cheap. It's really nice that the scythe never dropped with the Telos update. I was really scared that the new Telos weapons would fuck up the scythe, but it actually helped it out in a way. There you go, made the scythe, and you just saw I spent 144.8 mil, and it looks like the scythe is 258.2, so if I can sell it for 258 or somewhere around there, I don't really care if it's a little lower. That's going to be a lot of profit, and it doesn't sell right away, and that's fine. And I know, do not do this at home. I will be selling it for lower than the GE price, or, I'm going to lose money on it probably, compared to what it looks like, but I don't care. I just want to sell it. And it looks like it sold for 257.2 mil. And if you do the math on that, I made 112.4 mil on that single Fang. Like, oh man, that's crazy. So I will be adding that profit to my Araxor loot, and I'll probably just round it down to 112. So there you go. If an item sucks at the time and it's loss in profit like a Fang, keep it. It might go up later on. And that reminds me, I do have to show you guys my tab. And one thing that I failed to tell you guys every time, in every episode, but I always try to, this coin stack that I have is supposed to be well over a bill, especially with the 112 mil I just got. because like from Araxor alone, I think I ended up with like 800 to 900 mil cash from the items. And if you include that scythe I just made, it'd be, you know, a bill. I just don't have it because I've bought other items, I've bought skills, all that stuff. But towards the end of the series, I do want to eventually get that cash stack back. And another thing I do want to ask you guys, with the smithing and mining rework coming out in sometime like September, should I just sell these things? Because they're going to be fairly worthless after the update. I do like the look of it in the tab, though. It will be kind of sad once I get rid of it. Maybe I'll just wait until like the day before the update so that I can still do bossing without me having to sell the rune items every time. We'll have to see. Maybe I'll have a straw poll in the description. Either way, as for other things in the tab, again, it really hasn't changed other than that scythe that just happened. And then I also got like the crest and then the Serenic essences. And I do actually have 2 offhand shadow glaives and, you know, 7 Serenic essences. But the reason why the numbers are kind of off is because I did sell the first 100 kills of each of the God Wars 2 bosses for loot videos. And as per tradition in this series, I'm going to go over each of the bosses that I did during this episode and see how much we made and how it impacts my total. Now, of course, the first boss that I did was Corporeal Beast, and because I did such a low amount of kills, I only made 8 mil, which is kind of sad, but can't complain, got that pet. And the next boss was Hellware, and because I did 240 kills, I got 48 mil, and I think I was at 16 the episode before, so I think we're at like 64 mil from Hellware alone, which I'm pretty happy about. And we can't forget about the scythe I just made, which was 112 mil, going straight to my Araxi total, which means my Araxor total is now 1.4 bill, which is crazy. You can make a ton of money there. And that means the total in this episode is 168 mil, most of it coming from the scythe. And if you forgot from last episode, it ended at 2 billion and 58 million gold, which means we are now at 2.2 billion in the series. And that marks a really nice milestone. That means we are finally over max cash, and that's been a goal since day one on this series, and I'm really happy that we reached it. So yeah, that was a hell of an episode, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys in the next video, and hopefully I get another pet soon, but we'll just have to see. And if you want to talk to me, join my friends chat. The name of it is obviously my name, Fat Nooblet. And if you hop in there, I'll talk to you, or you can talk to my friends in there as well. Either way, have a good day.